Get these turtles in here too. Hey, welcome. We're live. We're live and direct from California. Still, look at my hair. Yeah, it's all nice and some beautiful hair here. Beautiful gray beard here. Silver. Even though I'm looking very young. But yeah, how we doing today? How we doing today? It is Tuesday, 21st of September, 2021. I mean, 9 months. Think of this, guys. 9 months. 3 more months and the year's almost over. It's been one hell of a year. I'll say that. If we're going to get into things before we get into sports here, I'd like to address some things that personally I believe need to be addressed. Um, first and foremost, it should be a choice in life. I feel that no one should be forced into submission or bullied into positions to doing whatever it may be in this life. Because we start treading on that, we start treading on bullying people and saying, well, it's not, this ain't bullying people. No, you're what you're doing is you're trying to coat the language and you're trying to coerce people into thinking a certain way. And that's what programming is. Programming is coercing and subconsciously programming you, and you don't know it because we don't even know our minds. We don't even know this, but yet we're believing people that we're trusting in people that have our best interests supposedly, but really they don't. You don't know if they're gonna protect you, or they're gonna hurt you, or they're gonna harm you, or they're gonna use you, they're gonna abuse you, they're maim you, they're gonna tame you, they're gonna. And that's kind of what is going on nowadays. I feel as though we're living in a society, in a world. It's not just in America. It's happening over in Europe and all these other countries, and it's probably more or less gone on even more extensively in other countries than it is America. But now, finally, people in America, the facade of we're all safe and we're protected and we have due process and rights and this and that. Well, we're slowly finding out, we're not really as free and independent-minded people as we thought we are. And that's just my thing. My thought is people aren't even thinking about that. People are just, okay, I'm going to take this shot in hopes that it's going to stop the spread of this disease. When we've had to live with infectious diseases for years and years and years and years. The bubonic plague is still around now. You got all these other things that, on record have killed people, a lot more than what COVID has done. And I'm not saying COVID is not real, because it is real. It is real. It's as real as you and me. But is it a real naturalized from the wild disease like the flu, like the common cold? No. And those that you continually believe the stupidness, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, if you're willing to believe a lie, then how are you going to know the truth? That is my question to you people that want to get along and saying that, well, this is, you don't know the narrative, you don't know the truth, you don't know the lies, you don't know the cover-ups, you don't know the things that are being portrayed as what is the true facts, what is the true thing, what is the truth. Can we even get to the truth? Because we have so many people lying to us, so many different governments and different organisms that attach themselves to these people and to these things have done this to us. But nobody wants to wake up and believe this, because people don't want to believe they're being tricked. And people don't want to believe that they're only allowed to live this certain life because these people will allow you to live that life. Now, it could all change. I mean, I'm going to use Australia as a prime example. Australia, they're locked down. You got to show your phone to the police. You can't even go outside without a mask, and all this other, you know. Who you have to believe that, oh, well, vaccine ain't killing nobody. It's all you people that don't have vaccinations, which is ludicrous and is stupid and just gauges the mind of what people are. And our brains are stupid because our brains were so much focused on the internet, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I go on and on. That's all the fuck people care about. To perpetuate the lies and the narratives and to carry out the deceit. Meanwhile, if you don't do as they say, then you get taken off. That's a violation against freedom of speech. And then basically forcing people to take something that they shouldn't be taking is another. When did we ever, before COVID, did we ever mandate that somebody has to have an HIV test before going to work with perhaps with food, and they cut them? Have ever been? One of my friends said you can't catch HIV from somebody that's a cook. Well, let me ask you this question: if a cook cuts his finger and his blood gets on some of your food, do you not get? Will you not be able? Will he not be transmitting HIV? And that's how stupid some of you sound. And some of you went to college, went to all this thing, and to me, I don't want to insult your intelligence, but this is what it is. Just because you go and learn in academia doesn't mean that you're smart streetly and you're not smart common sense. You could be academically smart, but doesn't mean that you're quote unquote life smart. You could be a book smart person, but doesn't mean that you know and how to deal with situations on a day-to-day basis. And that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with people that, want to fuck with you, want to manipulate you, but you don't want to believe that. You want to be stupid, and you still want to believe that these people aren't going to do this to us. Oh, how dare you say that? They're not doing that to us. See, it's not happening to me. Oh, but when it does happen to you, like some other people that have lost family members to the supposed, vaccine. I don't like calling it vaccine. I like to call it, it's a trial there. It's trial genetic, trial drug. It's not really vaccine. Some of you need to go back and understand what a vaccine is. Okay, when you took the mumps and measles, when you took the little smallpox vaccine, did you have to take 4 or 5 different boosters for that? No, you didn't, did you? Those of you that take the flu shot every year, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to protect you from the flu the other flus that are out there? No. So therefore, why do you continue to believe this? Why? I ask you, why? You have a fucking brain of your own. At least I know that you're not, except for if you're mind controlled, which many of you are. Go along with the narrative, think it's going to all go away just because you do as they say. I mean, most of you haven't seen what happens in oppressions and dictatorship. How about you ask people that have lived through that? Go ask, people in certain countries like China. Then you ask some of those people that aren't, but you can't ask them because you get censored by the Chinese government, thrown in a gulag somewhere. Ask people that have lived in, Germany, lived in, the tyrannies of countries. Ask people that lived in Mexico. Look at people in Haiti trying to get the hell out of their country and fly here because our dumbass president said, "Come on, well, you want to take asylum? Come on." And I challenge you people on that too. You people that say, "Oh, Donald Trump is the worst person." Well, why aren't you calling out these people? Evil is evil. It doesn't matter which side of the coin or which side of the bed it comes from or which side of the aisle it draws from. You people continue to believe this bullshit. Nobody wants to hear me. No one gives a shit, and I don't give a shit about your opinions. I don't give a fuck about your rhetoric. I don't give a fuck about none of your shit. This is my platform to say how I feel. If you don't like how I fucking say it to my fucking face. I don't have some stupid ass algorithm. You come to my motherfucking face, and you come face me face to face, and you tell me like a fucking man or a woman. Because you want to tell me that I'm spreading disinformation while you're over here spreading disinformation and lies as well. But you don't care because you go along to get along. A lot of these companies, from Facebook to YouTube to Twitch, all these platforms are all bought and paid for by corporation, by corporate, by corporations have taken over our countries and have enslaved us and made us more of a consumers than anything. You know, we'll buy anything, we'll do anything. We're so, you know. But you know, most of you don't believe that because there's a flicker rate that they've used throughout the years that have subconsciously hypnotized us. Well, we don't believe in that. That's all. But you'll believe all this dumbass shit, and you'll believe that, well, God ain't real, but all these people are. Yeah, real fun. Yeah. How's that working out for y'all? How's that working out for some of y'all? And communists are coming. Oh, it's great. I like to sit in my house. Yeah, because that's what you're supposed to be as a human being. You know, you're supposed to just sit in your house. You know, we talk about domesticating animals, domesticating hamsters, cats, dogs, rats, mice, whatever. But guess what? We're being domesticated. And none of you want to raise an eyebrow. No one of you want to spread an iota. But some of y'all want to go along with the narrative. Go along with the fuckery and the bullshit. And I'm sorry, you're going to pay for that. And so you should. Everybody is responsible for their actions. They're good and bad reactions. And in the end, when you die, yeah, guess what? You face, yeah, guess what? You got to face judgment for all that you've done and all of you gone with, gone on, perpetuated, done all this. You got to live with that at the end of the day. And then your soul's got to live with that. And when you die, your soul gets judged. Because believe you me, this is all going to die when you're dead. But your spirit and who you are doesn't die. It goes somewhere else. And guess what? May God have mercy on your soul, because I and many other people aren't going to have mercy on you. Nor should we. Because you have not had any mercy. You've never had any type of for us. And people don't like when I talk like this, but I don't care. You may be able to shut me up. You may be able to take me off these platforms, but you won't stop me from saying what I believe in. My faith is my faith. My faith is in God. And whether I'm a perfect man or not doesn't mean that I don't get to have God's love and God's sympathy and God's wrath and God's all that. I'm judged based on what I do and how I treat others. But it doesn't mean I have to be naive and sit here and just take the abuse and let someone kill me. And that right there is stupidity and dumb shit. Because people feel like, oh we'll fight when we need to fight. Well, how you gonna know when to fight? If they get you and they domesticate you and they get you to where you're not going to fight, and they basically they know this, then how are you going to fight up? How are you going to fight? Ma'am, sir, child, whoever you want to identify yourself with nowadays. Ask yourself the hard questions. But you don't want to do that. You'd rather live in a land of make-believe. You know, everybody used to make fun of Mr. Rogers playing with puppets and having a different... Well, guess what? You're a fucking Muppet too, okay? You're a fucking Muppet that allows somebody to control you. And you don't stand up for anybody. There's no, quote unquote tough people. Where's the people, the tough and grit, ready to stand up and fight? Well, there's people fighting and they're getting demonized and they're getting ostracized, they're getting cut off. But yet, they're the bad people, right? They're the bad people, huh? Like, I can sit up here and talk sports to you all day. But what is that going to do in the end all be all when our country is poor as shit, and when it's locked down, and when nobody wants to do, and they're trying to force inoculations, and they're trying to force things down our throats and force oppression? What are you going to do then? You're going to fight back? Well, it's a little bit too late, because By that time, they'll take everything that they have from you. They'll take your money. They'll take your hard earnings. They'll take everything that your family has worked for. And yes, this is a war. And they're going to create this war. And they're going to basically use you, people that have been vaccinated, to go against the unvaccinated. And some of you say, no, well, no, I still say it's a choice. And no, I'll never go against my friends. I caution you to that tale because I remind you of what happened in Nazi Germany in World War II and what happened to those people. And when they sent people into concentration camps, what did they do at first? Oh, well, first they told them to stay at their homes, right? Live in the ghettos, right? It wasn't just African Americans, poor minorities living in the ghettos at first. It was actually the Jews that lived in the ghettos at first. But some of y'all don't want to believe in all that. You want to believe Adolf Hitler was just the worst guy in the whole world and this and that, and not believe that America, too, people that suppose, quote unquote, they're not very, good folk. And they've oppressed many of us and made us believe these lies and these deceptions. And as they go on today and wonder why we are what's happened to not doing nothing and not doing this and that. That's what it is. End of the day. What are you going to do about it? You going to stand up and fight these people? When half of you are already dead, already brain dead, and they already jabbed you. So who knows? They could just turn on a goddamn frequency and boom, you are now a zombie. We all think, oh, Walking Dead. Come on now, people. You are the mindless zombies. You are the mindless people. The spineless yellow bellies. The ones perpetuating the lies and the deceptions. And so what do? Do we sit back here and not do anything? And do we fight back with no, because they want that. They want us to fight back. They want us to tear down shit. They want us to do all that because in that way they can come in there with their big dick and go, well, bam, you're all dead now. Some of you don't have a brain that's fully functional, but you see, I smoke marijuana. This is marijuana, Mary Jane here. I smoke marijuana. I don't push that on everybody. I don't say, yeah, you better smoke weed. You better smoke weed to be alive, or well, why doesn't the government push marijuana? Because they're in bed with Big Pharma, who keeps continually shoving pills down your throat, continually shoving vaccines down your throat that are just, not even vaccines, child-based drugs, and then wonder why people die and then say, well, no, that person didn't die. 13-year-old kid, he didn't die of a heart attack. He didn't die from the shot, and the shot didn't give him a heart attack. 13-year-olds naturally die from fucking a heart attack at 13 years old. Facebook censors this man that lost his son from the shot. How fucking dare you people? Because one day you are going to be the one dead. And who's going to come march for you? And who's going to stand up for your ass when you're dead? Nobody. Because you want to be stupid. And you want to say that these people are lying. And we need to cut these people off. And these people... How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? I've done my due diligence, my stories, and I've seen studies from not just the United States, from all around the world. And let's just say some doctors from the United States around the world are on the same page. But other ones, well, you know what? They get to say what they want to say, and everybody else, well, no, you're lying. Just like you, YouTube, cut me off for saying that I'm giving out medical misinformation. When everybody knows to take care of your body, to build up your immune system, and make sure that's the most healthiest. But you got a dumbass fucking idiot that says there's no such thing as naturalized immunity. Boy, are we in trouble. And you people just want to go along with it. You want to go along with the narrative and be stupid and dumb? Well, you deserve to get fucked up. You deserve to die. You deserve what you get. You reap what you sow. Same with the government. If we ain't willing to stand up, we ain't willing to fight the good fight, then we deserve to die and be, we ain't doing much about it. And I don't give a fuck if you take me off this goddamn platform, YouTube. You'll be gone too. That's why I caution you too, you and Facebook and all that shit, because you know what's gonna happen with y'all. When justice, when we really fucking get our hands down and these people really find out who's telling the truth and hiding the narratives and lying and doing all that stuff, guess what's gonna happen to you? You ain't gonna have a fucking pot to piss in. You're not even gonna have a fucking platform. You're gonna be somebody else will make another website and you'll be done. That's what's gonna happen to you. But you've already made your proverbial bed. Now you gotta lie in it. You gotta fucking lie in it. You lie in that shit. I hope when you're getting your fucking head chopped off or you're fucking dying and I hope no one hears your fucking story. No one feels sorry for you because you don't want to believe shit. You want to be dumbass. You want to be naive. And you can be that all you want. But guess what? There's consequences for that. And nobody should feel sorry or have fucking empathy for you. Well, see, we should be having empathy for our fellow human beings of this world, on this planet. But we don't have empathy. We just have sympathy for people. And guess what? Sympathy is for the devil. And that's a Rolling Stone song. And those of us that believe in God, the devil doesn't deserve sympathy. He got his chance, and he got his ass kicked out of heaven and brought down here. And now, guess what? He gets to run amok with all you people. And you get to do his bidding. He doesn't have to really do that hard work. But y'all don't want to believe that. You don't believe any damn thing else, but you don't want to believe in God. You don't want to believe this. You don't want to believe that, but you'll believe the stupid shot's going to save you, right? Meanwhile, when it's coming out that the shots aren't, and FDA people are just doing this and that, and that's not medical, that isn't medical misinformation. I charge you and I change you, people of the YouTube, to go look at that. And don't just say, oh, well, that's all bullshit, that's all lies, because you motherfuckers are a bunch of bullshitters and liars. Oh, you're slandering me. Well, you slandered me first. You slandered a lot of people. So don't play this fucking dumb game just because you're a corporation and we're supposed to be afraid of you, or just because you're some whatever, we're supposed to bow down to you like you're some fucking dictator. You're not God. You bleed just like us. And you die just like us. Simple as that. Simple as that. Sit up here all day long, talk sports. And who gives a shit, right? Oh, Aaron Rodgers. Oh, my God, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, 4 touchdowns. Aaron Jones, 4 fucking rushing touchdowns. Oh, man, the Lions. Oh, man, Mahomes got beat by Lamar Jackson, man. Vikings kicker missed the fucking field goal, man. See how stupid and delusional they get you? I could do the same shit you do. I was in the government too. I was in the military. I did psyops. I don't know how many times I got to show my awards here, show my patches. I gotta show my pat. This is my. This is my. I was a fucking engineer. Always will be an engineer. I fought for this country. I didn't fight for the bureaucracy. I got sent to war, and then stupid war that basically should have been dealt with when Bushy's daddy, Mr. New World Order, the beginning. Oh, do you want to do the Bushes? Yeah, let's do the Bushes. Yeah, Bush, the great grandfather of the Bushes, he started the CIA. You go look up that on record. Oh, but that's all false narrative, huh? Oh, we're all just, bullshit and lies and all that. You don't know shit. You people are fucking dumber than a box of rocks. You have no fucking IQ. You have no brain. Your brain has been manipulated by sound waves, by frequencies, by flicker rates, by all this stuff. But you don't want to believe it. You want to believe that, yeah, it's all conspiracy there. This guy's a whack job. He's a kooky. Who's going to be laughing when you're dead? When you're going through this tyranny? When you're going through this oppression? Nobody's going to be laughing. There ain't going to be no laughs or jokes or... You know? Yeah, I thought about coming on here and talking sports like, I always do. And I will. And I give my opinion, but nobody cares. Nobody cares to hear my opinion. Nobody gives a fuck if I talk sports. Oh, but as soon as I talk about something else, ooh. Wait a minute, sir. Pump your brakes, sir. Watch what you're saying, sir. Well, we'll cut you off. Oh, you better tote the line. Oh, yes, massa. Oh, yes, massa. We're the same ones controlling minds and continuing slavery. Oh, yes, massa. Oh, yes, sir. But you all don't want to believe it. You dumbass motherfuckers. You think that they give a fuck about your freedom? They give a fuck about, and making sure that you use man or woman or black or white or pink or yellow, polka dotted, fucking transgender, whatever. You think they give a fuck about you? No, they don't. They want you to do their bidding and do their shit, and that's it. And if you don't fucking do what they do, then dumb. You're dead. And they'll attack you. They'll attack you, they'll discredit you, they'll shun you, and if you got a louder voice, then they'll kill you. Oh yeah, the government is. Yeah, go do some due diligence on that too. Yeah. The government never killed nobody. Yeah, they shot and killed Pat Tillman. They shot and assassinated Martin Luther King. They killed Malcolm X. They killed John F. Kennedy. Gone around the world and assassinated other people. Countless others. And it's not just the United States. It's the froggy fucking Brits. It's the piece of shit Kraut Germans. It's the Romans. Do as in Rome. The laissez-faire French. The Chinese. The Russians. The Japanese. The North Koreans. It's everybody, man. But you don't get it. You don't fucking get it. You don't like it. You don't care. And I'm not here to be liked. I'm not here for likes. I'm not here to be a president. I'm not here to be your natural born leader. I'm not here to be Jesus resurrected, because I'm not. Some of y'all are going along with these people, and they'll do these prophetic things, and you'll go along and believe it, even you people in the church. That's why I'm not in a church right now, because the church has been hijacked just like everything else. A lot of churches have 501c4s. Some of you don't know what 501c4 is. That means they could be nonprofits. Why do you think the WWE and the NFL? Yeah, business entertainment, folks. No longer sports. You got to pay taxes, you and I. But Joe, you knew that, right? You didn't know that. You don't care. What does it matter? What does it matter? Tax the rich, eat the rich. The rich always stay rich, and the poor stay poor. Because we're living through now. People just don't get the patterns. There's patterns. There's things. Our ancestors have tried to warn us, have tried to tell us to stand up and fight, to do this and that. But we do not. We go up against our ancestors. And you know what? We deserve a death worse than they do. I know it's hard, for people to say out their mouth and say, we deserve death. Hell, I pray every night that God will come back and restore his creation. And if it means wiping out all of us and we're not here no more, so be it. If it saves us from ourselves. People don't want to believe we're our worst nightmares. We're our worst enemies. We could be good or we could be bad. Nobody wants to believe that. Everyone wants to believe the bullshit and dumb shit. Well, you get what you get. That's why I don't care to fucking tell people what's right and what's wrong anymore, because people don't want to hear it. People, it's just like a damn wall. You're basically talking to a wall. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear it. Everybody wants to continue to perpetuate it. And people are going to do what they're going to do. But then, bad shit happens. You want to get on your hands and knees and beg God and ask Him, oh, please, Lord, no, why, Lord, why, no, God, curse God. It ain't God's fault. It ain't God's fault. It's our fault. It's our fault. But it's too hard because you have a bunch of ignoramuses in the society that brainwash you to just say, well, blame it on God, blame it on this, blame it on that. Because they are not your friends. They are the enemy. But, nobody cares, right? Nobody cares. Got my Ice Cube shirt on today, Today was a good day. But yeah, I mostly get up on here and try to talk sports, but you know what? I want to say what I want to say now. And I'm gonna talk my talk, and that's it. You want to fucking take my channel down? I'll make another fucking channel. I'll continue to make billion motherfucking channels. Don't you understand? One of my favorite movies is V for Vendetta, along with The Matrix. It's kind of funny how the directors of The Matrix, the Wojciechowski brothers, well, formerly the Wojciechowski brothers, now they're the Wojciechowski sisters. Yeah. And like I said, hey, that's what you want to live your life. Hey, so be it. But once you start imposing it on our lives and other people's lives, it's no longer oh well, no. I smoke marijuana, and I do it because I like to do it. I do it because of health reasons, and I do it in my own sphere, in my own room. I don't go out there and give it to anybody else. I'm not in front of the cops smoking pot. I'm not out in the fucking car driving around high on fucking pot. I'm not out here shoveling pot down kids' throats. I'm not down here shoveling down adults' throats. But yet I have to have this shot and everything else shoveled down my goddamn throat. Oh, we got to say tolerance. It's tolerance. It's tolerance. It's tolerance. It's tolerance. It's not tolerance. You're shoving agendas down people's throats. That's not tolerance. Tolerance is me tolerating people that are different than I am and allowing them to live a life that's different than mine, and not to crucify them for theirs and them to crucify me for mine. I'm not here to tell you that you got to live your life great, because you better figure that out on your own. You better figure out who's lying to you, who's deceiving you, and who's not. It could be your family, it could be your friends, it could be this, it could be that. Most people don't want to believe all this stuff, but you know what? Hey, it goes on every day. Every day there's a story, and I could read you stories. I could spend my whole day telling you stories about what's going on right now, what's happened, all this and that. But what good is that? What good is that going to do? Is that going to change someone's heart and mind? Is that going to make somebody wake up and see the reality? No. Is that my job to make people? No. Same thing as God. Read the Bible. It says God can't save everybody. Same with Allah, same with Buddha, same with Muhammad. Same if you believe in a Satanist or whatever. You believe in whatever the fuck you want to believe. But there is one creator. We're endowed by the creator. Now, if you want to call him Buddha, Muhammad, whoever, it's fine. God has many names. Yeshua, I am the great I am. There's many names. But even religion, think about westernized religion and stuff like that. I hate to say it, a lot of it, the Catholics and the Christians, from this Roman. Oh shit, Goji, I'm playing you this week. Oh shit. Oh shit, Goji. It's my man Goji Era. Those of you who don't know who Goji Era is, you better go check him out on Twitch. He's a good guy, man. He's my good guy. We're playing in this fantasy football league, and I lost to his father. I lost to his brother. You know, and now I gotta play Goji. You know, I'm gonna lose the whole Goji family here. You know. Hey, that's what's up, Goji, man. You know, hey, make that money, man. You know, you got to do what you got to do, man. Hey, I'm glad that you have I'm glad you're at work, man. Glad you're back at work. You know, taking care of your family, providing for your family, man. You're a good dude, man. I always like seeing the streams, you know, with the dabs and everything. But you know, I ain't got no dabs, but I got the bowl here. You know, I just go on about my rants and raves, you know, before I go and talk about the sports, you know. But yeah. Yeah, hey man, you got to make money, man. You got to do what you got to do. You know, it's been a while since I've been doing my streams. I've been been helping everybody else out. That's what type of person I am, man. I'm willing to support other people, but no one comes to support me, and I'm not pissed off at anybody like, oh fuck you motherfuckers, you can't support me. You don't come and watch my stream. But why do other people do it? I see that a lot on Twitch. Like a lot, like people get all they get their panties or their undies in a knot. You know. Just like, dude, you gotta do you gotta do your own thing. When it's your thing, you gotta do your thing. You can't worry about what everybody else is doing. You know, I'm not worried about what the Joneses are doing. I'm not worried about not worried about what Aaron Rodgers is doing. I don't know. I'm not worried about what Andy Dalton and Justin Fields are doing. Not worried about Jared Goff and the Lions. You know, that's what we gotta do, man. But I appreciate my man Goji. You know, those of you definitely go check him out. Goji Era on Twitch. He's funny. He's got good content. He got a lot of good friends on Twitch, man. They have good content. Some of them have YouTube as well. My man, Crazy Puerto Rican. Man, it's Complete TV. Day 92. It's true. It's the True Boo. My man, Vinzo Gaming. Popular Stranger. Skimbo. Got my man Down Bad Dub out in this. Got my man Drunken Master out here. Got my man G Paw G. Got a lot of people I support, man. DJ Udi Sound, all them DJs out there. I support, man. That's what I do. I'm there for the good days, the bad days, but you know what? I have to start doing my shit, and this is what I want to do. I want to talk about things. I want to talk sports, and we'll get into our sports, as today goes, because today is waiver wire day. Goji, you better watch out. I'm 0-2, Goji, but guess what? I'm 0-2 in three other fantasy leagues. I'm 0-3. I mean 0-2. But guess what? I'm coming. I'm making the comeback. I'm procrastinating right now, and I'm saying I will come back, and I'm going to win your division. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to win the playoffs. I will. And if I don't, oh well, it's fun. It's all fun and games, talk, competitive banter and trash to each other, and just, so hey. If I would have had in his league, if I would have had Jalen Hurts, and I would have had Jamar Chase, and I would have had Julio Jones in there, boom, I would have been 1-1 right now. But hey, I didn't put Julio in. I should have just left Julio in, and like I said, I would have probably had a good chance. And if I were Lawrence, yeah, I wrote Trevor Lawrence, and he's probably got the worst quarterback thing. But I'm riding Trevor Lawrence. I'm telling you, he's gonna get better. He's gonna get better. I mean, same thing with Zach Wilson. I mean, he threw 4 picks last game. He's gonna throw 4 picks against the Broncos this week. I don't know. Maybe he throws 2. Maybe he throws 3. I don't know. But these guys are going to get better. They got to get better. I mean, if not, then Urban Meyer, he's out here, telling people, I'm like Urban Meyer out here. Just calm the expectations down. It's okay. It's okay. I'm down 2-0, but it's okay. It's happened last year. Happened last year. Last year, I think I went down. I think three or four, or maybe 3, 4, 5, either 4 or 5 games last year. I came back and I got third place. I came back and almost won. I almost came back and almost won, and that was in the Yahoo League. And I was bad. I was getting beat right and left, and then I came back. I weathered the storm, and that's what a lot of people don't do. A lot of people are going to start throwing away players, getting guys out, and I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You got to weather the storm. And so everybody that's 0-2 don't feel bad. Hey, if you start going 0-6, 0-7, and all that, oh well, then damn, it was just one of those years. It was meant to be. You're meant to have a first round pick next year. But sorry, I had to get the sleepies out of my eyes here. Apparently, even though I took a shower today, the shower apparently didn't get all the Sandman's dust out of my eyes. Oh, but there's no Sandman. There's no Sandman. There's no Tooth Fairy. There's no Santa Claus. There's no Easter Bunny. But yeah. So let's go into this here. Like I said, I'm 0-2 here. I'm playing the first place team here in Yahoo. Here I got Lamar Jackson. And it's crazy. I got Lamar Jackson and Tyreek Hill, Tyreek Hill is really but it's mainly been my running backs, Jonathan Taylor and James Robinson, who I basically hung my hats on James Robinson and Jonathan Taylor this year, and so far they haven't really come out the gates very well. I mean, Kyle Pitts, he actually did last game as well. He came out the pit. Chase Claypool, he did okay. He did okay. On my bench here, I got AJ Dillon, who had 3 points last night. Jamar Chase has been doing well. Melvin Gordon has done well. I got Trevor Lawrence on the bench here. Obviously, Lamar Jackson. I got Jonnu Smith. And Jonnu Smith, and I got Jawan Johnson, who could be a wide receiver or a tight end. So I got the Cincinnati Bengals kicker. He's done okay for me so far. I got New England's defense. They had 4 picks obviously last week, so and I lost by 20 points. But it's okay. It's okay because we're gonna come back here. We're gonna make the comeback here. We're gonna make the comeback in this league. Like I said, I mean, got my college picks that I've been doing pretty well at here. So my two Yahoos, I'm 0-2, facing the first place team in one and facing the third place team in another, and so they're basically all right. In this one, I have Saquon. I have Josh Jacobs, who didn't play last week. I did have Julio Jones in. Scary Terry, he went off for me here, and like I said, the bench. I got Arizona's defense, and I got New England's. I should have had New England's defense instead of Arizona's. I probably would have won. I had the Miami Dolphins kicker that got me no points. Jerry Jeudy's on the IR for me. I got Kenneth Gainwell. I got Jawan Johnson, Elijah Moore. Justin Fields is my backup in this one. Josh Jacobs. Julio Jones, Mike Gesicki, Kareem Hunt, Saquon Barkley, Terry McLaurin, Tyreek Hill, and Lamar Jackson. It's not that I have a good team. So, hey, we're ready to go. Like I said, we're ready to go here. Let me go check. I'm gonna check my NFL.com one here. Ooh, rookie quarterback Davis Mills to start against the Panthers here. Does anybody have anybody think that he's gonna do well? My survivor pick. I picked the Bucks last week. First week I picked. 0-2 here. Yep, 0-2 here. I'm in last place here. I'm in last place. I'm the last place man here. But it's okay here. All right, we're going to put Jalen Hurts in here. Put Julio Jones in there. Antonio Gibson here. All right. All right, we got New England's at home against the Saints here. And then I have Washington's team here. All right. So there we go. So far here, I don't think we need any on the waiver wire pickups here. I mean, like my team here, like I said, 0-2 here. I'm number one in the waivers here. I'm number one in the waiver wires. So if I want to hit the waiver wires here, I could, you know. But yeah, Niners are at home facing Green Bay here. So let's see here. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got out here. See what we got out here. See if we can in the waiver wires here that we can possibly snag here. And Rondell Moore. Yeah, Tony Pollard here. You get Tony Pollard. Maybe get some Tony Pollard action going on here. Since I'm first in the and since I'm first in the waiver wires here, I can pretty much name my basically I can basically get to name my player I want to get here. You know, JaMychal Hastings is out, so but a lot Eli Mitchell, he's got a shoulder injury, and then also Trey Sermon's hurt. So I don't know. I might have to keep. I might have to keep. Might have to keep him for the time being here. But I know somebody else. I know somebody else might come out here and, you know, Cordell Patterson might be sneaky play here. You know, James White, another. You know, they got J.D. McKissick. We got Evan Singletary. We got Kenneth Gainwell. We got him. We got David Johnson, Philip Lindsay. Got Zach Moss. So hey, I mean, for me, it's like, do I risk taking Tony Pollard? Because I mean, Tony Pollard, he's been pretty consistent here. Well, I mean, he had eight against Tampa Bay on the road, and he had 24 on the road. So he's at home. They're playing at home Philly, home Carolina, home Giants. So I think those are, you know, that's actually pretty favorable for him. Yeah. That would give us another guy for Monday night here if we have to, you know. Because I'm a dude that likes to ride the Monday night train here, you know. I'm one of those dudes in fantasy. You ride the Monday night train if you can. And I'm number one in the waivers. I'm number one in the waiver claim. So whoever I take, it's going to be number one. And receivers, I mean, I think I'm pretty good as far as receivers. Tight ends here. Yeah, look at that. He had 8, and he had 6 against the Jaguars. He's got the Jets, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. I mean, he caught 4 passes. I mean, well, yeah, if Noah Fant gets hurt, but yeah. And he said, yeah, Max Williams here is probably good, probably gonna be good tight end play. With Pat Furman out there. Let's see, kickers too. I mean, we got. Oh, so I do got to go get another kicker. Um, Let's see. Yeah, we got Gambino. Well, our kicker actually made three. He's made 3 50-yard field goals there. But, yeah. All right, so let's see. At Cleveland, the good old dog pound here. Yeah, he's only made. Could probably use a better kicker here. All right, so maybe we just keep him here because he did finish the game. So let's not get rid of him yet here, and then maybe we might be able to slip him in Sunday night against. Uh, I mean, Kamara hasn't really done much here. So we'll see here. I mean, and then Herbert's Pitts. All right, there we go. All right, so then we got Tom Brady here. We got Tom Brady. All right, we got somebody on Monday night, so get Devontae in there. Najee, we got Jonathan Taylor here. All right, here I think in this one we're fourth in waivers. We'll just get another kicker. Jason Sanders, I think he's. Ooh, the Rams kicker. Yeah, let's take the Rams kicker. Why not? Get rid of Jason Sanders here. I know. I mean, it's 2 games so far here. Putting in claims for him. That's it there. I think. Yeah. Maybe get rid of Laviska Shenault here. I mean, I got two rookie running backs here. I mean, my receivers aren't the issue right now. Like I said, I could probably get another running back here. Let's see who's available here. Let's see. Yep. See here they. Tony Pollard here. Yeah, somebody probably get Tony Pollard, but we'll try. We'll try for Tony Pollard here. Let me get rid of the viscous Sinault here. Alright, so probably won't. Yeah. Uh, that's out of waivers here. There. I'd rather have that here as my priority here if I could. Get Mr. Pollard out there. Alright. Alright, let's go. And my ESPN here. Like I said here, let's make sure we put in our waiver wires here. We're putting in our waivers. We'll definitely be alright. Oh, I need to play NFL now. I'm last in waivers in this one here. That's good here. Mm, we have Trevor Lawrence here. Um, like I said, we were pretty good there. On this one, we have Trevor Lawrence. Alright. Three pending moves there. Alright. Yeah. I'd rather have Aaron than the Panthers than him. And then kickers. Let's see what kind of kickers we have left. Cause I gotta get a fucking kicker. He ain't kicking Thursday, so. Well, we got Arizona's kicker still. We got the Raiders kicker. Bay. Lachlan. All right, so there's plenty of kickers here available here. But let's go. We're gonna go to the early lines here. We're gonna check out some of these early lines as far as the sports books concerned here. You know, we'll go around the horn here. Actually, my free Yahoo actually picked the winner, Max Homa in golf. So, all right, we'll go with the NFL because obviously starts on Thursday night. Starts this Thursday night here. We got the Carolina Panthers going into Houston to play the Texans. It is a 7.5 point. Carolina's a 7.5 point road favorite. Houston Texans are plus 300 money line home dog. The over under total points 43.5. I mean, we'll just start with that game first. First and foremost, you know, Carolina, they're 2-0 right now. They're doing very well. The Texans are 1-1. They just lost Tyrod Taylor. And now news coming out of Houston is that the rookie Davis Mills from Stanford will be starting Thursday night against the Carolina Panthers. So it's going to be a short week. Panthers aren't going to be able to, you know, really see too much of him except for what they saw last week once, you know, Davis Mills came in to replace Tyrod Taylor. How long of, you know, an injury or how long is that going to be? You know, a lot of people are saying, well, why doesn't, you know, why don't they, you know, get, you know, they're like, hey, why not we have Deshaun Watson play? Well, I'm just, you know, even though, you know, he hasn't been convicted of alleged allegations, you know, he's still, you know, he's still their best chance. But now with Tyrod Taylor down, you know, now they're saying, well, we don't want to play him here. So obviously, you know, the situation with Deshaun Watson here in Texas is I think they're going to find out if he's, you know, he's obviously, you know, guilty of the crimes that he's saying that he's being allegedly, you know, charged with. Then that's, you know, then, you know, you probably not, no team's going to want Deshaun Watson. Guaranteed. Nobody's going to want Deshaun Watson if he's found guilty of the supposed charges. But if he's not, you know, just think, you know, that's top 5 quarterback. You know, does Miami seriously consider, you know, because, you know, Miami's got to think of a situation right now. You know, they got Jacoby Brissett, which didn't do very well. You know, coming in for Tua, and just don't think that that's going to bode well for them. And, you know, obviously Miami's going to go on the road to play the Las Vegas Raiders, who are 2-0. So minus 7.5 and 43.5. I'm going to say, you know, that, I mean, I think Carolina can win. I mean, especially if they have a rookie quarterback. Yeah, I think Panthers defense is definitely starting to, you know, take shape and form. I mean, they shut down Jameis Winston, who had, you know, 5 touchdowns, you know, week before. But does the Texans play hardcore at home? It'll be remain to see. All right, early games. We got the Arizona Cardinals. They're undefeated, taking on the winless Jacksonville Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence here, who's obviously has the lowest passer rating by any quarterback in the NFL at this time. Let's see, minus 7.5. -7.5 is the opening number for that. The Jaguars are plus 290. Over under 52 points. Now, Arizona played a tough game against Minnesota, and they should have lost that game. They should have lost that game. But needless to say, Arizona's looking pretty well this year. And going on the road to play a team that's, let's just say Jacksonville has not looked good so far this season. Lawrence put up 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions against the Texans, and he basically threw 1 touchdown, and I want to say a pick, maybe a pick or 2. So it hasn't been. They haven't ran the ball very much with James Robinson, and that's kind of I'm one of those James Robinson holders in fantasy, and I was a James Robinson believer, but I mean, they just can't. And Urban Meyer can't just be telling the fan base, "Well, you guys need to be patient with us." That's not what you want to hear. That's something you hear in college when somebody's telling you, "Just be patient with us. We want time." And we all know in the NFL, it's what have you done for me lately? I mean, obviously you see with the Jets. The Jets ended up getting rid of Darnell and got Zach Wilson. I don't know if that was a better upgrade, but they got Robert Saleh, who's they played pretty well. Despite the fact, I mean, except for getting their butts kicked at home against the New England Patriots. But I mean, that's expected. 52 points. I mean, I think Arizona can at least put up 30 points here. Could the Jaguars at least put up 20? Or hell, maybe Arizona puts up 40 on them here. I mean, I could see that here. And we got the next game, Indianapolis Colts division game, Indianapolis Colts, an AFC South matchup here, Colts versus Titans. It is the 1-1 Titans versus the 0-2 Colts. Tennessee Titans are minus 5.5 point favorites. The Indianapolis Colts are plus 210 on the money line. The over/under is 48 points. I mean, this is gonna be knockdown, jug 'em out game here, and in the AFC South here, Tennessee Titans got a big win, big victory in Seattle. Can they come home and not lay a goose egg like they did week 1? Indianapolis has played 2 games at home and lost both games and lost Carson Wentz, who happens to be day-to-day. So I don't know. Tennessee's defense seemed to get at. They were seemingly to be able to get after, the quarterback. And if they get Bud Dupree comes back and he's able to play for this game, that bodes well for the Tennessee Titans. Over under 48. I could see this game going over 48, just because the nature of both teams. And then we have the Baltimore Ravens and the Detroit Lions. Lions are plus 8 at home. Ravens are minus 8. So Ravens are favored on the spread by minus 8. Detroit Lions are plus 315 on the money line. The over-under is 49.5. Baltimore Ravens finally beat Patrick Mahomes. So they go on the road to face the Detroit Lions, who are 0-2, coming to lick their wounds after they gave up 4 touchdown passes to Aaron Rodgers and 4 touchdown rushes to Aaron Jones, who found his locket. He had his chain locket with his dad's. His father passed away, and he had his ashes in there, and he was able to find the locket with his father's ashes. I mean, I know that's a lot of things a lot of us do. Keep the people that we love close to us, and a lot of people are losing family members, and that's part of life. We go through the grieving process, the suffering, and all that type of stuff as human beings. But I'm glad that he got his chain with the locket back. Ravens 49.5. I think this game. I think it could be. I think it could be. I mean, 8 points. I think the Ravens could do it. I mean, who knows? The Lions might play tough at home. Then we got the football team taking on the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are 9.5-point home favorites. Washington football team is plus 310. The over/under is 45.5. Should be an interesting contest here in the morning. Definitely one of the games that we'll be watching. Buffalo Bills, they went up and beat up. They went up after getting beat at home. Went on the road and beat up on the Dolphins. Got a big victory. Washington was able to get a home victory. Squeaked it out. Barely eked it out because, they said that Dexter Lawrence II was offsides. If you look at the replay, he was not offsides. But, it should be a great game, I think. 45.5 points here. I mean, could become a defensive battle, but it just depends. Depends on how the football team can go out there and play on the road, and they can keep that crowd and keep the game close. I think they have a chance. We have the New Orleans Saints at the New England Patriots. It is -3. The New England Patriots are favored at home. The Saints are plus 135 on the money line. 41.5 points is the over/under. I think this game will be a very close game, and Mac Jones is just trying all he can to do to basically help his team win. And that's not to turn the ball over and to do the things that they ask him to. That's the reason why Mac Jones is the quarterback, and Cam Newton doesn't have a job right now. So I think that game, it will be an interesting game. If the Saints and Kamara can get that running game going, because it wasn't able to get going on the road last week in Carolina. We have the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are -6.5. The Los Angeles Chargers are plus 250 on the over/under 55.5. Now, Kansas City Chiefs, they ended up losing. They lost in a close one. I think if Mahomes if they didn't hand the ball out to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, which that helped me out very immensely. So I was playing a guy in NFL.com that had him, and that basically sealed the deal for me. Along with another league that basically Mahomes didn't throw the ball and helped me out. But I think, Kansas City will be looking for some revenge here. And Chargers, they lost by last second field goal as well last Sunday. So looks to be, to me, going to be a knockdown, drug them out type of game here, divisional matchup. Then we have the Atlanta Falcons taking on the New York Giants. New York Giants are -3 at home. Atlanta Falcons are plus 135 on the money line. 48 points is the over/under. I'm gonna have to go the Giants here. I mean, I know the Giants, they didn't get the win last week, but I think that playing Atlanta played a lot better divisional opponent than they did week 1. But I definitely see this game being a good, interesting game of teams that are 0-2. One of these teams will get their first win this Sunday. We got the Chicago Bears on the road taking on the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns are -7. The Bears are plus 260 on the money line. Over/under 46.5. We all know Baker Mayfield got banged up a little bit. So how is his status going forward? But I think Baker will probably play. And Andy Dalton, he's got an ankle injury. Do they trot him out there? Or do they have Justin Fields? Does Justin Fields get his first start, his first career NFL start here on the road against Cleveland here? Which might not be a smart place to put him in, considering Cleveland still has that good defense, and they did beat the Texans. So they're obviously the Cleveland Browns are 1-1. Definitely see that to being a good game as well, because that Bears defense travels very well. We have the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are 3.5-point favorites at home. The Bengals are plus 155 on the money line. Over under 43.5. I'm telling you, it's going to be a good game between the Steelers and the Bengals. Steelers lost the game. They lost, TJ. Hopefully TJ Watt will be back for the game. And they lost a couple other guys, so hopefully Bengals are going to, the Bengals got a chance in that game here. All right, let's tip off the 1 o'clock starts here. We got the New York Jets taking on the Denver Broncos. The Broncos obviously are undefeated at this time. They are minus 10.5-point favorites on the road or at home. The Jets are plus 455. Over under 41. I think the Broncos are probably going to win this one. The Jets right now, Zach Wilson is definitely looking like a rookie quarterback, if we're looking at, if we're taking the quarterbacks that are doing the best so far out of this rookie class. Trevor Lawrence, he had 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He had 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. So Trevor Lawrence has basically 5 interceptions and I believe 4 touchdown passes. On the other hand, Zach Wilson threw 4 picks last week, and I think I want to say he had 2 picks the week before. So he has 6 picks and I think 1 touchdown. Trey Lance, I believe Trey Lance I don't know if he got a touchdown or not. Mac Jones, I'd say Mac Jones is probably the better out of all of them. As far as record-wise goes. The Niners are 2-0, but, Trigger Trey Lance hasn't really done much. Been mostly Garoppolo, in my opinion. So, if we're looking at the quarterbacks that have done best so far out of this rookie class, I'm gonna have to say Mac Jones. Yeah. So I don't like the Jets on the road at Mile High, the altitude. I know, maybe Zach Wilson, and channels his BYU being an altitude of, Utah. Maybe channels his best, Steve Young and maybe gets his first victory of the year. I don't know. I'm not betting on that. That's for sure. We got Tampa Bay taking on the Los Angeles Rams. The Tampa Bay is -1 road favorite. There is no money line favorite. The over-under is 55.5. This is going to be a great afternoon game here. I believe this is going to be one of the better ones to watch. Tightly contested. Tampa Bay is still undefeated. The Rams, on the other hand, they're undefeated as well. We got the battle of the 2-0 squads. So it's going to be a knockdown, drug them out. That 1 point, man, it could end up coming down to a 1-point game here. Or, they're thinking it's probably going to be a shootout here. So definitely going to be a solid game. I right now, I don't have anybody I know right now. If I was taking somebody right now, I definitely wouldn't be betting against Tom Brady. But Then the last 1 o'clock game we have is the Seattle Seahawks come into Minnesota. Seattle with a heartbreaking loss in overtime to Tennessee, and the Vikings heartbreaking loss in regulation when, Greg Joseph has hit he's hit two or three 50-yard field goals so far this year, but couldn't make a goddamn 30-yard field goal. Seahawks are -2, road favorites. Vikings are +110 at home. 55.5 points. I think this one is also going to be a shootout. I like this game for us because hopefully we might get off the snide here and maybe, like Tennessee, get our first victory against Seattle. But I don't know, man. Seattle's going to be pretty pissed off, I think, coming in, played the way they did. But this is our first home game. So I'm hoping Minnesota's home game, this will be, get our first victory. But I wouldn't count on it. Then we have the 5 o'clock game. Green Bay goes into Santa Clara. I mean, I know it says San Francisco 49ers, but they do not play in San Francisco. They play in Santa Clara. So we're going to call them the Santa Clara Niners. So the Niners are 3.5-point favorites at home. Green Bay is +155 on the money line. 49.5 points. Now, we all remember what happened last year. Was it last year or was it the year before? No, it was the year before. When the Niners and Green Bay played, they played in Niner Stadium in the playoff. Aaron Rodgers was embarrassed. Do we dare say that Aaron Rodgers is coming for some revenge? After winning and throwing 4 touchdowns and after looking abysmal week 1, looked like he was on a coke binge and he was out there on Cabo probably partying and doing the Watusi. But now, Monday night he looked like the old Aaron Rodgers. So I think it's going to be a great game. 3 points could definitely be the final score in that game. The Niners are undefeated though, guys, and they do have some tricks up their sleeve. So don't count the Niners out. I know they're running back situations. Guys are hurt. They're bringing other guys in, but still will not count out the Santa Clara Niners to pull out a victory here on Sunday night. And then we got Monday Night Football. Then flocking Philadelphia Eagles. Fly, Eagle, Fly versus Dallas. Dallas is hyped off of their first victory of the season. Philadelphia, their first loss of the season. So both teams are 1-1. This is battle for the division lead in the division as well. Obviously Washington will be playing in Buffalo. So, and if the Giants can get their first victory here, maybe the Giants can somehow keep themselves in the division here. But the Cowboys are -4 on the money line to start. This is the beginning lines. And Eagles are +175. 51.5. So the Packers game was 49.5. So I mean, it's pretty decent numbers. I think Philadelphia, they only scored 11 points, and they scored 22. So basically they halved their points from the week before. Cowboys, they scored a lot week 1, and then they eked by and won. They put up 20 points again. So definitely got some great games in store for us here on the slate here for NFL here. Yeah, that's definitely what we got going on here. We'll look at college football here and give you some early lines here. We've got in 3 days, we got Middle Tennessee State taking on Charlotte. Battle of Sun Belt Conference opponents here. -3, no money line or no totals yet. We have Wake Forest in Virginia, same date. It's usually ACC opponents here. Virginia is -4 at home. We also have Liberty taking on Syracuse. Liberty is -6 in the Carrier Dome, where Jim Brown roamed and where Donovan McNabb, and so we -6 in that game here. Then we have the night game. We have UNLV, the Running Rebels, taking on the Fresno State Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are -30 right now, which they should be. And then, so that means we got Friday games. Those must be Friday games, I think, because tomorrow will be the 22nd, 23rd. Yes, Friday games. So, yes, and then Saturday we got Bowling Green in Minnesota. Minnesota's -31 favored. We got Notre Dame in Wisconsin. Wisconsin is -6.5 at home. Battle of ranked opponents there. We have Florida International, Central Michigan. Central Michigan is -10 on the spread. We got Miami of Ohio, the Red Hawks taking on the Army, who's undefeated. Go Army! Fuck Navy! Fuck Air Force! I'm Army all the way, baby. Fuck the Marines too. -8.5, the Army. Then we got Boise State and Utah State. Boise State's -9.5 or -9. We got Missouri and Boston College. Missouri is -2 on the road. We have Ohio Bobcats taking on Northwestern with the battle of Bobcats and the Wildcats. Northwestern Wildcats are -15. We got the Georgia Bulldogs, undefeated Georgia Bulldogs taking on the Vanderbilt Commodores. Georgia is -35.5 points on the spread. We have LSU and Mississippi State. LSU is -2.5 going into Mississippi State. We got Texas Tech and Texas. Texas is -7.5 favored at home. We got SMU, the Hail Mary team that threw a Hail Mary and beat Louisiana Tech last week, taking on TCU. TCU is -9. TCU is in the Big 12. We have Massachusetts taking on Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina is -36. We got Toledo taking on Ball State. Ball State is the underdog at home, -4.5 for the Toledo Rockets. We have San Jose State taking on Western Michigan. Western Michigan is -3. And these are all beginning lines. These lines can change. The money lines will come in, and eventually the team over and under will come in. We have Texas State versus Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan is -6.5 points. We have Washington State and Utah, Pac-12 affair. Utah, one of their quarterbacks, Charlie Brewer, he basically has left the team because they benched him. And so now we'll have to see how they do fare well against Washington State, who got their butts kicked by the Trojans, who don't even have a coach at this time. We got Kent State at Maryland. Maryland is -14.5. Tua's brother, who is not hurt, who's playing for Maryland, is quarterbacking, so probably have a big game there. We have Illinois and Purdue, another Big Ten matchup here. We got Purdue -11 at home. We got Colorado State and Iowa. Iowa's -23 at home. We got a battle of the ACC here. Louisville -2 off their big victory against Central Florida. Taking on Florida State. Louisville is -2 on the road in Tallahassee. We got Wyoming -29.5 going into Connecticut. We got University of Texas San Antonio, the Roadrunners, taking on the Memphis Tigers. Memphis Tigers are -3 on the spread. We got a battle of the Big 12. We got Iowa State taking on Baylor. Iowa State is -7. Iowa State is ranked. We have Clemson taking on NC State. Clemson is -10 against NC State, but Clemson didn't even cover against Georgia Tech, so I don't know exactly what's going on with their offense. They're just it's not clicking. But if I'm a betting person, I don't know if I'm betting 10. If I'm betting 10, Clemson on the road. We have Rutgers taking on Michigan. Obviously a Big Ten matchup here. Michigan -20.5 points on the road. We have Texas A&M against Arkansas. You know, this is a big clash here. Both teams are ranked in the SEC here. Texas A&M is -5.5. I'd be willing to bet those points on Arkansas, that's for sure. We have Kansas at Duke. Duke is -16. We have Georgia State taking on Auburn. Auburn is -27. We have Arkansas State taking on Tulsa. Tulsa is -13.5. We got University of Louisiana Lafayette taking on Georgia Southern. Lafayette is a 13.5 point spread road favorite. We got UCLA at Stanford. We got a Pac-12 affair here. Stanford off their big win against trying to get in UCLA trying to rebound after their loss to Fresno State at home. So UCLA is -5 in Stanford. Buffalo and Old Dominion. Buffalo is -13.5 after they almost pulled the upset against the Coastal Carolina guys. We have Kentucky taking on South Carolina, an SEC matchup. Here we've got Kentucky's -5 favorite on the road. We got Kansas State against Oklahoma State, a Big 12 matchup. Oklahoma State is -6. We have Navy taking on Houston. Houston is -20. Fuck Navy. They're going to probably get beat by a lot. Navy doesn't have a great team this year. They usually do. I'm surprised they do. I mean, surprised they don't have a good team this year. Then we have Tennessee and Florida. Florida at home again after they almost pulled the upset over Alabama. So I believe Florida will probably get this game against Tennessee, beat them. We got Nebraska taking on Michigan State. Michigan State's -5. They went down and whooped Miami Hurricanes' butt. So Sparty looking like they're going to open Big Ten with a victory at home. We have North Texas taking on Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech is -12 at home after does North Texas pull the upset on them? I probably don't think so. But we have Akron taking on Ohio State. Ohio State, has lost to Oregon, and I mean Tulsa played them pretty tough in the first half, but then got smoked. But Ohio State to win by 49 points against Akron. Ooh, that's ugly. We have North Carolina at Georgia Tech. North Carolina is -12 on the spread so far. Georgia Tech played pretty well against Clemson last week, lost 14-8. And North Carolina beat Virginia in an ACC battle here. Another ACC battle here. We got Southern Miss taking on Alabama. Alabama's -45 points. I'm sure they're probably going to wreck shop because Nick Saban basically grilled his defense a new asshole. Yeah. Yeah, you'd think he'd be happy, like, hey, we at least we held on, but he was pretty pissed about his defense. And his defense got exposed. West Virginia at Oklahoma. We got Oklahoma's -16.5 at home. We got Indiana and Western Kentucky. Indiana's -9 on the road favorite. We have Florida Atlantic taking on the Air Force. The Air Force is -5. Fuck the Air Force, but they should probably beat Florida Atlantic. Then we have Hawaii taking on New Mexico State. Hawaii is -17. Point road favorites. We got UAB at Tulane. Tulane is -4. We have Troy versus University of Louisiana Monroe. The Troy, Alabama, they're -24. Road favorites. We got New Mexico taking on UTEP. It will be Texas El Paso here. Then we have Cal taking on Washington. Washington is -7.5 against Cal. Wouldn't been against them Bears though. Then we got South Florida taking on BYU. BYU is -23.5 at home. They're ranked after coming off a big victory against Arizona State. Colorado takes on Arizona State. Arizona State is -14.5, so look for Arizona State to have some revenge in their eyes and their mind. Then we have Oregon State taking on USC. USC is -12. And then we have Arizona taking on Oregon. Oregon is -28.5. All right, so there's your early betting line numbers. So I spent more time than I usually do, and went through some fantasy of mine, and went through some of the upcoming games coming up here. I know I haven't really been doing my due diligence as far as doing my podcast like I should, but I will be doing it once again. We'll do it again tomorrow. Maybe get some numbers and get some other numbers going on. It's waiver wire Wednesday, so I'll let you know what kind of waiver wires and moves are out there. If I still have to make any moves as far as the waiver wire is concerned. But I'm signing off right now. Hopefully, those that do check my sports podcast, I appreciate comments, likes, just the views. Not asking you to subscribe to me or do any of that nonsense or anything like that. Whether it's good or bad comments, I appreciate it all. But take care of yourselves and each other, and love more than you hate. This is your man, Funky Fresh, aka Kenny Man, Kung Fu Kenny, aka Put It Down, Put Him Down, Get Him Down. And y'all have a nice day.